After 5 years climbing the lower tiers of English football, we are finally in the National League South. And do you know how many of our players from last year are going to be in our starting lineup today? 4. Should be interesting. Greetings, my excellent friends, and welcome back to episode 28 of the Culture Club. I am Kirk Sheridan, and it's been an incredible summer. All change here at GTS Culture, stalwarts of the team departing, and some exciting new talent arriving. We released a lot of players at the end of their contract who were just not going to get anywhere near the first team this year. Ollie O'Dwyer being the standout among that. A lot of other youth prospects who had potential to be National League South players. Potential, when we're in the National League South, is not really good enough, because I'm hoping we're only going to be in the National League South for a year or two. There were some other players we managed to cut loose before their contracts ran out as well, just to save a little bit of money on their wages. Caden Williams-Lowe, Levi Amanchi and Paddy Wharton. Now, Paddy Wharton, I must just show you, has moved to Plymouth in League One, and incredibly is now earning £575 a week when he couldn't even get in our first team. Good luck to you, Plymouth. I'm sure, obviously, you want to know what the situation is with our finances. Well, it's still really, really bad. £366,000 overdrawn at the moment. I'm still within our wage budget, but it has been increased by the board. But there is big news. We are currently, and have been for the last couple of weeks, under a transfer embargo because of potential takeover. A supporters trust has been led by Brighton investor and season ticket holder at GTS Culture, Connor Bolton. They're looking to raise about £120,000 to buy the club. Until that point, there's nothing more that we can do in the transfer market. But to be honest, I don't think we need to do a lot more. Seeing as we had been promoted and Corinthian Casuals players were all on amateur contracts, I signed their best 2 players. So Sonny Lowe Everton is now the best player at the club. 4.5-star current ability and 5-star potential. He has got the mental attributes that I'm looking for. You can see this. His talent is great. And I'm going to be playing him in this attacking midfielder role. I'll show you the formation momentarily. And then Keon Edwards was the other player. Not quite as strong mentally, but if you look at the determination, work rate, composure, aggression and decision making that are fundamental parts of the culture that I'm looking for. Great. And again, 5-star potential. And then after the season ticked over and we were officially promoted to the National League South, I picked up Corinthian Casuals' second choice goalkeeper as well, Toby Bull, who is going to be fighting it out with Graxic. He's currently got the number 1 shirt, but Graxic is probably going to be starting. And 4 other players who we picked up on a free transfer, all released by senior clubs. Gary Beggs joined us from Tottenham. Great physical attributes, solid mental attributes as well, and can play a number of positions across midfield and attack. Michael Olafinyana, another midfielder, fantastic mental attributes here, and again, physically really strong. A great passer of the ball, so he's going to be my ball-winning midfielder, probably starting ahead of Hinshelwood. Lee Agbula, also in from Tottenham. Again, mentally incredibly strong, 6'2", excellent jumping reach, really solid central defender. And Wayne Weeks, in from Southampton, who's an attacking winger on the left side of midfield. There are a few more people who are looking to go out on loan, but there are some players who are pretty much permanent fixtures last year who are going to struggle to get a look in. Noel Williams has suddenly gone from being one of our best players at the club at the start of last season to a simply 2-star player. We've significantly upgraded the quality of the team, but that has come to the detriment of our team cohesion. As you would expect, we've turned over a lot of playing staff. Atmosphere is currently very good still, but this team cohesion, we might take a little while to really get motoring this year. Really worryingly though, James Hoyle has been asking to leave. I'm trying to convince him to stay. He is our club captain, and I know that he can still do a job for us at this level. I don't want to lose him. But despite holding him in the highest regard as a manager, wanting to do a good job representing the dressing room as a team leader, feeling the manager deserves even more support from the dressing room, he's basically really worried that Lee Agboola is going to take up his position in the team. And he probably is, to be honest. So we will have to see how that situation transpires in the first few weeks of the season. So all in all, good summer. Upgraded the playing squad, got some really quality players in for this level. What I hadn't expected was for the board to then increase their expectations of us. At the end of last season, they were expecting a mid-table finish, and I thought that was going to be tough. Now they want us to reach the playoffs. They clearly have a lot of faith in this team, but actually, so do the media. We are third favourites. Boreham Wood the current favourites, and a couple of times until hitting on slightly ace formation with a 10-0 victory over St Peter, and we kept that for a 2-0 win over. So to get the quality of squad players that we have over this summer has been quite remarkable, and as you can see, we've got two of the best players in the division. Those two that I signed from Corinthian Casuals, Low Everton and Edwards, could potentially tear this league up, which is quite exciting. This is the team and formation that we're going to be starting the season with. Graczyk in goal, holding on to his place ahead of Toby Bull. Eastman, Watson and Agboola in defence. Vincent on the left, McWilliams on the right. In central midfield, we've then got a new pairing of Olafinyana and Beggs. On the left wing, Weeks, with Low Everton playing as a shadow striker and Edwards up front as an advanced forward. So the only players who were real regulars last season, Graczyk, Watson, McWilliams and Vincent. They've done well to hang on to their places. On the bench, though, we do have some more familiar faces, along with Toby Bull, Josh Leslie-Smith, Mike Fondop, Adam Wharton and Jack Hinshelwood. We're going to be playing with an attacking mentality to try to meet the board's expectations to go out there and score as many goals as we can this year. Unfortunately, all of the team do fear that this might leave us exposed at the back. But what can I do? The board want attacking football. They'll get more comfortable with it as that team cohesion goes up. We'll be fine. And completely failed to motivate them to kick things off. Maidenhead United, though, get the first highlight. They launch one up to the box, but it breaks away and Edwards manages to get onto it. Plays it to Weeks, back to Edwards. We're just taking our time. Nice, gentle, short passing. It will be fascinating to see how this team start to develop. Obviously, we had some really clear attacking patterns last year. Ballinger was absolutely crucial, as was McWilliams. I don't know how that's going to work with this, with the new lineup. Certainly, Low Everton as a shadow striker has been getting onto a lot of chances and creating during our friendlies. Whether that will play out as we're playing higher quality opposition, I don't know, but there's an easy ball over the top to Phillips, who takes a shot and thankfully hits it straight over the top of the bar. One thing I forgot to mention, actually, you won't see it today, but you will, I'm sure, in the very near future, is we've changed grounds. So our home of Home Park only houses 800 people, and we need a capacity of 3,000 to play in the National League South. So we're currently ground sharing with Whitehawk over at the enclosed ground. Not a great start to this. Maidenhead off the mark early. A good cross in from Leach, and Mooney was left in acres and acres of space. That's clearly a sign of a central defence that needs to gel. But we're getting a bit more possession now, which is good to see. Getting a few more attacks in, a few more shots away. So their left-back takes a long kick upfield. Phillips is getting on the end of a lot of things today. Obviously, last year, Leslie-Smith was cutting out pretty much all of those balls. So that's something I will need to keep an eye on. And Beggs is just caught on the ball there and has the ball nicked off him by the press. But Edwards, spots a great pass out to McWilliams. No one in the box other than our left winger Weeks. What can he do here? He can hit it to Beggs, and Low Everton does manage to cut it in from an incredibly tight angle. Must admit, I did not expect that to go in. I thought that it was too far beyond the post and an impossible angle to score from. That is quite remarkable work by Low Everton. Absolute quality finishing there. Just knocks it behind the goalkeeper and over the line. Fantastic. And we have had now significant amount more possession. McWilliams floats one into Beggs and it falls. Oh, I thought that was falling to Agboola. It comes out to Watson. Low Everton. Eastman still staying fairly far forward. Watson, Olofinyan, and hits it to Edwards, who I think is offside here, even if this does go in the back of the net. Yeah, that's ruled out for offside, unfortunately. Good thinking, but could have done with you running back onside a bit quicker there, Edwards. So it looks like I can go in at half-time praising the team. So I think this is a time to say we've been the better team. No, that's not motivating them either. Beggs is going to float the corner into Edwards. Oh, off the post! Goes behind. It's a goal kick. Fondup was getting on the end of those a lot last year, and Leslie Smith as well. So we've had to change around who's in our threatening positions from corners. Both of our central midfielders, though, are going to add a fair bit of threat, I think, when they do cut through from the from midfield and make those threatening runs forward. Oh, beautiful ball to Edwards. And that, a quality finish from a quality pass. An amazing assist there from Low Everton, just completely sliced through to the defence. And Edwards was one-on-one with the goalkeeper out of nowhere. Great interception from Watson. Oh, and then a beautifully played ball. Fantastically placed by Edwards. Edwards was just onside, only just played on by their left back. This is good to see, and now we're really on top of the game away from home. Beggs with the corner there, cleared out quite comfortably. So Weeks will run onto the ball. Weeks, who I haven't seen a lot of so far, but he's got a 7.1 rating. And floats an outside of the boot cross, and oh my word, he scored! That was never intended. That is absolutely incredible. Had he meant that, that would be an incredible goal and probably a dead cert for goal of the season. But he's level with the edge of the penalty, with the forward line of the penalty area, right on the touchline, outside of the boot. I don't even know how he managed to get the curl on that. Surely that should be outside the realms of physics to achieve that kind of finish. But I will not complain. We're 3-1 up away from home in our first match. We're 4-1 up away from home in our first match in the National League South. I like these new players. Oh, this bodes well for the season. Low Everton with the corner in, and Eastman just lurking there, gets straight on it. Brilliant. Right, time for us to make some changes then. Get some of the old guard back on. So we'll do what I was initially planning. When I signed Edwards, I was initially thinking he would play as an inverted winger. So we'll switch him to that role now and play Fondup as a target forward. It's great to have that option. Eastman is tiring as well, so he is 34. We'll probably be making this swap a lot this season. Leslie Smith, who we know does a fantastic job in that cover defender role, can come on. So far, so very, very good. Being 3 goals up in our first match in a new division, when I would expect the quality of opposition to be improving massively, is great. And our attacking mentality has absolutely paid off. Right, Olofinyan is not playing brilliantly, so I'll make this change for performance reasons, then give Hinshelwood a chance to go back out there and show what he can do. He's still got great potential, so Graxic does manage to come out there and claim that ball. So Watson plays it out from the back to Olofinyan. Low Everton, back to Watson. So Hinshelwood hasn't made it onto the pitch yet. McWilliams has it just on the halfway line. Olofinyan finds Fondup. Low Everton, back to Olofinyan. Floats one over to Vincent. Edwards, Beggs. Oh, Edwards is through beyond the defence. Can he cut one back? He does. Beggs, it's 5-1. This is remarkable. I was concerned with the formation after a couple of the outings that we'd had in pre-season. It just wasn't really clicking. I didn't really have the right players to be playing the 5-2-3 that we had been that worked so well for us last year. 5-3-2 didn't really have enough threat going forwards for my liking. So what we've got here is a good compromise that still plays people where they are comfortable. It's causing all sorts of problems for Maidenhead today, which is good to see. Now, oh dear, they are clean through though, and it looks like they're going to score a second, yes. Would have been nice to see Graxic actually come forward to try to take that one, but maybe this is what to expect this year. Maybe this is a year where we're just going to have to score as many goals as we can, and that's going to be our route to victory. Last year, obviously, we conceded as few as possible, but Graxic, oh dear, being nutmegged for a goal when we're 4 goals up is not a good look. And they might get another consolation here. They do! Oh dear, oh dear. So it isn't going to be quite as plain sailing as I might like to think. They're not going to score another couple of goals in injury time, though. So really, given the XG on show today, that is poor quality goalkeeping from both sides. Graxic only got a 6.4 and Fisk a 6.2 for Maidenhead. But we had a lot of very good performances. Weeks, Eastman, Edwards, Low Everton, Beggs. Most of our best players were ones who are new into the team. That is great to see. Well done, lads. Very good win for us. And that is a very, very pretty sight. It's only the first game of the season, but we are top of the National League South. The bookies have already cut our odds just off the back of that one victory. 10-3 before the match, 12-5 now. Boreham Wood's still favourites though. And depending on how things go with this board takeover, that might be the next match that we look in on. Or perhaps the second qualifying round of the FA Cup. Yes, we're going to come back for the second qualifying round of the FA Cup, a hurdle that we fell at last season. So I want us to make sure we make more progress in the FA Cup this year. Try to get as much prize money as we can. It's going to be crucial. And who knows, by that point we might even have a new boss. Come back and check in again soon. I hope you've enjoyed what you've watched today. If you have, as always, please click a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, turn your notifications on, and you can find out the second the next video is released. In the meantime, though, be excellent to each other. I'm Kirk Sheridan, and I'll see you again soon. Thank you very much for watching.